yesterday, as you guys know, I had to get off earlier because I got hit by the and there was this clip here, okay? And she made some allegations, and this is ridiculous. And you guys got to watch out for women like this, okay? Women like this are no bueno. So this comes from Brian from whatever. He says, I'll be pursuing a lawsuit against Tilly Middlehurst for numerous libelous comments. Further, I strongly encourage Andrew Wilson to pursue his own particularly strong legal claims against this liar. Her false and fabricated claims that Andrew Wilson is a rapist are defamation per se. Legal harm to reputation is presumed without needing proof of actual damages. It's despicable that leftists must resort to such egregious slander without a second thought. So casually, falsely accuse someone of rape is terrifying. She was too much of a coward to debate Andrew Wilson, so instead resorts to pathetic attacks and false accusations. This woman has zero credibility. I would strongly encourage any man, professionally or otherwise, to stay far away from this woman, given her propensity for baseless false accusations. She was also a nightmare dealing with when we attempted to book her for a debate with Andrew Wilson. Awful attitude, total diva. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what she's yapping about here. I mean, you could already tell that this chick's a moron. You know, she just gives like the ridiculous feminist vibes, you know, but here we go.
Or did you sit with Andrew Wilson? That's one thing I would disagree with you doing, which is interesting. Like,
of course, the British accent, the yellow teeth, fantastic. Doesn't get more British than that, bruh.
Maybe that's the
like
where
talking
the debate
to Andrew
will
Wilson?
happen. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I just worry immediately for your safety in that moment because of the fact that Andrew Wilson's a
Bro. Yeah, my dog's teeth are cleaner than hers, by the way. Literally, my dog's teeth are whiter than hers. And not kidding around. I take Frank to the groomer at least once a week, bro. That's why he always looks so impeccable. But, holy, this is crazy, dude.
I mean, he's admitted on live streams before on his podcast that he doesn't really believe in what he understands the modern version of consent to look like. And
yeah, so if someone could send me a clip of this, if I'm not mistaken, what he talks about is like rape within the confinements of marriage and how it doesn't exist, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the argument, but I think she's totally, you know, bastardizing his take, which is common. You know, as someone who debates liberals all the time, as you guys know, they constantly do this. They mischaracterize your position, right? They mischaracterize your position and then like come to some crazy interpretation of your position. They're notorious for doing this. As a matter of fact, if you guys notice, if you guys watched this thing when I was at University of Florida, a bunch of women came up and said, you hate women, even though I never said that. You know, they assumed that I had said that I hate women or some other bullshit like that. But this is what liberals do. They get so triggered that they can't even talk to you about what's being discussed. They have to make some bullshit accusations to try to discredit you. That's how they move.
His entire career is upon a foundational premise that you get clicks by bullying underage girls or women.
Oh, now it's underage girls. No, all those women are of age because a lot of them are on OnlyFans. You're telling me that you could go ahead and show your phone for $3.99, right? But you can't even name 3 countries? You know what I mean? Like, yo, you're literally selling your phone for $3, but you can't name 3 countries, bro. Like, what are you talking about? See, and this is what annoys me with women. In one regard, they want to be taken seriously as equals and be able to have all this autonomy and all this freedom and do whatever the hell they want to do, right? But then at the same time, right, when you show that they're stupid or whatever it may be, they want to infantilize themselves and not take accountability for anything. They want the authority of men, but the responsibility of a child. That's literally what they want. I'll be honest with y'all. They get away with it. They absolutely get away with it. They absolutely get away with being complete with zero accountability. And look, at the end of this debate here, there was the last girl, number 42. This chick was a moron. A lot of you guys are saying she's insufferable, blah, blah, blah. But only women can behave this way, dude, in society. Like, there's checks and balances on male stupidity. There's no checks and balances on female stupidity. I'm like the only ninja that tells women their to their face. Not many people do, right? Yeah, I was out there for 3 hours, man. Yo, I go hard in the paint, guys. You guys think I'm around when I be saying this shit, man. I really be out there, okay? But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. Yes, this is incredible.
Who are underqualified to speak about political problems. And I'm not saying that that's you. I actually don't think that that is you at all. And I think that he went out on a limb when he debated you because that's not usually the type of person that he would engage with. But like, I think that
yeah, and he beat her too. How about the fact that just in general, most women have terrible arguments, which is why he beats them. It's not, oh, they're immature or they don't know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, get the out of here. You guys are supposed to be equal, right?
For the men. I think Andrew Wilson is for the men to tackle because his audience are so, I mean, I've probably watched 20 hours or more of his podcast, and I've been approached before to come on whatever, and I just said no because I don't think there's any winning And that's, yeah. So I would want you to speak to your experience of that, because I was frankly not going to go and sit in a room with a bunch of men who don't believe in consent. I was spooked.
Yeah. It feels, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like a commentary on platforming in general. And I have very mixed thoughts about platforming, and maybe you disagree. Maybe it is not a platforming. And so correct me, am I misunderstanding you in saying it somewhat feels
maybe a little.
Okay.
Maybe a little, because I'm not big on the argument of you platforming, you're legitimizing these ideas. I think that that's actually a really complex and nuanced topic that people slap a big thought terminating cliche on. You're legitimizing, you're doing this. I was genuinely just worried that a woman was engaging in the debate. I think that in this instance, when it comes to men like this, it should be a man who engages in that particular debate. And
see, it's hilarious, bro. Hilarious, right? Hilarious. I want equality. Oh, but not in debates, though. Andrew, you got to debate other men because we can't debate you, bro. Like, we can't. You keep cooking us. It's embarrassing. Right? Just admit that men are better than women at almost everything. Just admit that. Which we are, by the way. I'm tired of apologizing for it, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not true. Men are absolutely better than women at everything. They suck at everything. Right? Like, let's just be extremely blunt and honest with ourselves here. Women literally suck at everything. They do. Okay? And the reason why they suck at everything is very simple. Because they don't have to be good at it. It's that simple. They go like... you know what I mean? Like, there's no barrier to entry for these. Okay? Women have the privilege of sucking at everything because there's no need to be competent for them to get sexual access. It's that simple. Okay? What are human beings put on earth to do? We're put on earth to procreate. For men to procreate, you must have some level of competence and bring some kind of value to society. Okay? It used to be you can make fire. Maybe you were a good forager. Maybe you're a good hunter. Now it's, do you have money? Do you have status? You got an Instagram profile where you're, looks like you're lit. Women, however, it's always been the same. Just exist. Okay? You know what I mean? Just exist. So since there's been no burden of performance on women to procreate, they've never had to be good at anything. That's the simplest way to explain why suck at everything. It's that simple, chat. It's that simple. Okay? Now, when I said that they suck at everything, this doesn't mean that they're not competent. They just tend to be less competent than men. Men tend to be better than women at most things. When you compare men to women and both parties can do the same thing, men tend to be better because we have a natural proclivity where we understand that we have to perform. We must perform as a guy. We must perform. Women are the more valuable gender when it comes to propagating a society. That's why they always say women and children first. With one man and 100 women, you can still continue society. With 100 men and one woman, you're cooked. It's over, nigga. All right? So since there's this enormous amount of pressure on men to perform in order to have reproductive access, it kicks us to do something. Women don't have that burden, hence why they suck at everything. And also hence why they can get away with saying absolutely things of no consequence.
And also, I was literally worried for your physical safety. I'm worried for the physical safety.
Yeah, now she's just trying to be, I was so scared for your safety. Bro, this chick has done so many collabs with Andrew Wilson. It's crazy. Like, what are you talking about?
Of the women who go in person to these podcast environments. I've heard horror stories of them forcing you to film for 8-9 hours and then promising you reimbursement, but then they're dragging out the debate until they get, until they're satisfied. And only then will they reimburse you, and people have been...
Here's the thing. Brian does pay the girls to go on the show. So it's like, what do you about? They make the choice to do it. They make the choice to do it. Again, not taking accountability for women, bro.
Stranded out in the desert trying to get back home because of
the desert? Bro, he's in like Santa Monica or some shit. What are you talking about? The desert? Like, yo, bro, what are you like, yo? Bro, this nigga's like in LA, bro. He's like at the beach. What are you talking about? Like, what the
I've heard horror stories from so many women. Obviously, I'm not going to put them on blast here, but women who've spoken to me personally about their experiences, and none of them have been good. So that was,
Yeah, probably because they get embarrassed. They go on the show, they think they're smart, they think they're the main character, they get embarrassed, and then they get mad. And they get paid to be there. Like, I don't want to hear shit. Like, y'all niggas, Brian treats them nice compared to me. I don't pay these shit. He's way nicer to them. I tell them to their face they're stupid. He doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, he's way nicer to them than I am. So this chick is over here losing her mind. It's like, bro, nobody would watch you otherwise, okay? Hell, the only reason people are even tuning in now is because you're talking shit about Andrew. That's why I'm here. Clear his name. Like, what the
disagreed with you going because
The guy's a married man with a family. She's over here trying to say, he's a rapist. Get out of here.
was just thinking, oh, what is she doing? Nothing to do with platforming, you know?
Yeah. So I suppose in my experience, I have a pretty decent working relationship with Brian Atlas, the host. He repaid me. So we negotiated ahead of time that he was going to pay for travel and stay. And he reimbursed me within 24 hours. So
Yeah, see, he's nice. I ain't doing none of that shit, bro. That. Nicer than me.
So I had no reimbursement issues. Afterwards, he offered to take me out for food. He got food on set. But I've definitely never felt for even a second physically under threat from either of these individuals, like in no way, shape, or form.
Bruh, we treat these girls better than anybody else. Right? Like, you know, and they treat them really good. I'm nice to the girls off camera and shit like that. Like, you know, we get them rides home and shit like that. But Brian be paying these chicks and they're still complaining. Like, bro, you can't win. You cannot win, dude. They're always going to find something to cry about. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.